Today we're going to start with some examples of synergies, and by the end of the video I'm going to show you what I think are the best examples of synergy that can help grow your company and create a solid foundation. And this is what I've been teaching my clients for over 20 years. Hey guys, I'm John Kokolakis and you're watching Grow with a Lawyer, where we draw upon my over 20 years of experience and talk about life and issues that entrepreneurs, small and micro businesses face on a daily basis. You know, when looking at examples of synergy, and during our last video, if you click up here, you can go see the last video where we turn around and we gave you what I think is the secret to taking your business to the next level. Not so much a secret at this point because I've told you, but it basically comes down to synergy. And now what I want to do is give you some examples of what synergy is. And I did a little Google search and I read a few articles here and there. And generally what we find is a lot of people, when they think of synergy, they're thinking of mergers and acquisitions, right? Mergers and acquisitions are basically when business A partners up with business B, or business A purchases and buys out business B. I'm not going to say it's not an example of synergy. It is. You know, something that ties off of that would be also joint ventures. So this JV right here is when we're dealing with joint ventures. And these are examples of synergy, but they're not the examples that I think that we should be focusing on. New product development, that's also an example of synergy that you'll see when you search it. And what that basically is, okay, let's turn around and create a new product. That product, almost as if we're partnering with that particular product to take us to the next level. You'll see that example, for example, with Apple. You've seen that many moons ago when we turned around and we had the introduction of the iPhone, which was that new product synergized within Apple to be able to take them to that next level. Apple today is not the Apple that it was 11, 12 years ago. So yes, that is an example of synergy, but it's not an example of synergy that I believe entrepreneurs, micro and small businesses should be facing should be dealing with or thinking about at the early stages. For example, Apple was not thinking of these things early on. At least I don't think they were. Maybe that could be a video we do for another time going into detail on that. And then we have location, geographic. You know, sure, in certain aspects and in certain businesses, a location is key. Not in all businesses, but in certain businesses it is. But I wouldn't be using that as an example of synergy. Now, what I think is we cross all that out. It's not important. And people tend to, especially entrepreneurs, are starting and they're in this multitasking realm and they're always looking for the new sexy thing or something that's different to help take them to the next level without just looking within themselves. And many times what you have to do is you have to take a step back and be solid with you. And that's what we call the foundation. The same thing if we were building a building, if we're making a house. If we don't have a solid foundation, 1 story, 2 story, 3 stories, it will collapse like a house of cards. So you need a steady and solid foundation. Taking that solid foundation, thinking of that. When we're starting a business, an entrepreneur needs to think about who or what around them can help them to take it to the next level. Remember the formula we discussed last video. 1 + 1 equals something greater than 2. So 1 + 1 does not equal 2. So what we have is 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, depending what that number is. But in order to have something greater, we need something solid as our foundation. And so generally what I always recommend is you need a solid business attorney by your side when you're starting your company. You need a solid, experienced CPA, accountant, someone who's good with numbers by your side when you're growing your business. That should be what you're focusing on. That is your foundation. Don't think of the collaborations yet. Don't think of the, in addition to collaborations, the joint ventures or mergers or how I can take this to that next level of growing, because it may work, but it will not stand the test of time if we don't have a solid foundation. It's not as sexy when you're trying to grow your business, but it's important and it's vital. Another example, which I think is paramount, is the mastermind. Now, it's almost like that buzzword now. We hear masterminds left and right, but The key thing is to determine if it's the right foundation of people in that mastermind. Are you all on the same page? Are you there to help each other, right? Or are you in some sort of group where the mastermind may be, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 people, and they all get together and they think it's cool. They're in this mastermind, but it's not really helping them. They're doing it maybe because they think, oh, that's what I should be doing. And sometimes we have to turn around and we have to step away from that. If you've been in a mastermind and it's helped you, please leave a comment below and let me know. And also if you've been in a mastermind and it hasn't helped you, let me know. See, masterminds are incredible when it comes to synergy. In addition to that foundation we discussed, which would be having a proper accountant, a proper business attorney, and of course even a mentor would definitely help. The accountant and the CPA may or may not act as your mentor. I've been mentored for many of my clients, but not all of them. Sometimes they have someone who they need. See, an attorney is great to have with regard to a company, but it has to be the right attorney, because generally as attorneys we're conservative, and so you need an attorney who has business experience and understands the risks that a business needs to take to go to that next level. But now let's go back to the masterminds for a moment, okay? It doesn't need to be anything fancy. Your significant other can turn around and be a great mastermind. I believe it was Napoleon Hill in his book, his first, when he had his mastermind, his primary member was his wife. There's nothing wrong with that. When we turn around and we have our significant other, you're a team, and you need, as a team, to be able to grow and go to that next level. Ideally, you're probably looking at 3, 4, 5, maybe up to 7 solid individuals who could turn around and help you. Have that mastermind group where you're each there to share ideas and help each other grow and take it to the next level. So to recap, when we're dealing with mergers, acquisitions, new products, locations, joint ventures, those are examples of synergizing to help take your business to the next level. But you have to turn around and take it at where the point you are at. For example, if you're an entrepreneur, a startup, a small or micro business, none of these may be good for you. What you need is a solid foundation, and then build upon that foundation where eventually, yes, that right product or that particular buyout or merger or joint venture may take you to the next level. But you will collapse like a house of cards if you don't have a solid foundation. So make sure you get a right team in place. We'll focus more on the team in the future, because that foundation is not necessarily your basic team. You do have to go to that next level, but we will revisit that at a future time. Listen guys, thank you very much for watching. I'd love it if you gave me a takeaway or something in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking, what else you want to hear about. If there's another particular topic along this as far as synergizing, let me know. And until then, thank you. Speaking of masterminds,
don't forget to subscribe.
See you guys soon. My biggest fan.